and then the whole film, a majority of the film is on the U.S.S Lazarus. Why, hello there YouTube, and welcome back to 31 The Free Slashes. So, we are on day 16 now, so we're at the halfway point. Yes, the halfway point of this series, day 16. And for that one, we are reviewing Friday the 13th, part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So, this was written and directed by Rob Hedden, and stars Jensen Daggett, Scott Reeves, Kelly Hu, Todd Calcott or something, Tiffany Paulson, and Kane Hodder as Jason Voorhees. So this is the 8th installment of the Friday the 13th franchise, where some students are on a boat, and the boat takes them, the boat called the U.S.S Lazarus, takes them all the way to Manhattan. Well, it's taking them to New York, but along the way they stop on Crystal Lake, and apparently there's a river that flows out into the Atlantic Ocean, and as on the way there, Jason is awoken and goes on a killing spree around the ship, and then eventually they get to New York, where Jason continues his murderous rampage until he meets his demise when the sewers unleash chemicals that melt Jason away, and poor Jason is then pretty much dead. Well, till the next film comes along, of course. Okay, so let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this film. And there's a lot of controversy behind this one as well. This is probably one of the most, what I'd say, controversial sequels in the franchise. So first of all, likes. Well, I like Jason in this. From the look to the performance that Kane Hodder did. Kane Hodder, just sold it as Jason, his muscular walking, the look as well. I like the look of the costume in this, with the rags and they all soaking wet, and the hockey mask. I like the hockey mask design. In fact, I like the whole design of Jason in this one. And this version of Jason, Kane Hodder, even went onto a chat show in character as Jason promoting the film. That was true though, really. And but yeah, and I like the kills he does. I mean, in this one, Jason does the whole hands-on kills. Kane Hodder said that that's his favourite form of killing, you know, the hands-on kills where he doesn't use weapons. Well, he does use weapons, but he uses his hands and any object he can get that he can use as a murder weapon. That range from a small harpoon gun to a steaming rock to an electric guitar to his own hands. And yeah, he didn't use his machete in this. No, Jason, despite him having a machete in the trailer to this film, he did not use, not in one single scene did Jason use a machete in this to kill. But, you know, I guess, you know, they let Kane Hodder have his way with how Jason's portrayed in this, which I thought was, okay, you know, let's see what he does without the machete, even though in part 2 we saw what he did with a machete and various other weapons. Yeah, so they have good kills in there. And then there's the cast of the, you know, like the final girl, the final guy, you know, etc. You know, and they all get picked off one by one. And then only a small handful of them make it to New York with their college teacher or whatever. And he meets his demise when Jason dunks him in some chemicals, in a tub waste of chemicals that can kill him. There's also another kill where one guy who's like a you know, like the jock, you know, like gives Jason the whole boxing thing, and then after he's knackered out, he tells Jason to make his move. I mean, Jason doesn't once like get knocked down or knock his mask off, and Jason grabs him and gives him one uppercut punch and knocks his head off. So yeah, a lot of good kills. There's even a bit where he's in a New York diner, grabs like the owner or something and throws him into a mirror. Now here's a fun fact, that was actually Ken Kersinger, who would later be Kane Hodder's successor in Freddy vs. Jason. Yes, that moment when you realise old Jason threw his soon-to-be new Jason into the mirror. And we will get to Freddy vs. Jason later on this series. Yeah, so yeah, I thought some of the characters were good. There was a dog in this film, and yes, the dog does survive. The dog lives as well with the final girl and the final guy. Now for my dislikes. I guess I didn't like the college professor guy. You know, I mean, he was a bit of a dick, especially to his daughter that was with him in the film, or stepdaughter or something. He threw her into the lake to make her overcome her fears, and she encountered little Jason. Yeah, in this, Jason sees himself as a little boy, but it's not like the R.E. Lehman Jason we saw in part 1. But, alright. Yeah, and, oh, one more like before we get to more of the dislikes. I like the score in this film, the soundtrack, the theme song to it, The Darkest Side of the Night. I think it's a good 80s ballad, a good song for this film. And the way it just opens up the film with Manhattan, you know, observing everything. There's even a small bit in it where Jason walks past a gang of thugs and kicks over their stereo playing music, and then they're like going, "You a dead meat scumbag," and then Jason lifts his mask up and they're, "Hey man, it's cool," and they run off. I thought, you know what, they're probably the smartest people throughout the entire film. You know, they don't underestimate Jason, and they're very intimidated by him when he lifts his mask up. I like the little small comic relief there. Okay, now let's get down to the real dislikes. This film was completely mismarketed. This film was called Jason Takes Manhattan. I think of this as more like Jason Goes to Manhattan. I mean, you know, I think, you know, 90% of this film, it's like the opening act takes place on Crystal Lake, where a ship anchor catches Jason and jolts him to life through some electricity, and he comes back and he gets a hockey mask. And then the whole film, a majority of the film is on the U.S.S Lazarus, so a lot of the main kills are on board the ship. And I'm thinking, okay, so what? Crystal Lake in New Jersey has a river that flows all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know what they were thinking there. I mean, they did think about that, the writers, but they thought, no, let's just bend the laws of physics there. Which I guess, yeah, they already kind of do bend the laws of physics in these slashers where the killer comes back. And yeah, this film, it should be called Jason Goes to Manhattan, because he doesn't get to Manhattan until like the last half an hour, 20 minutes of the film, and even then there's like a few of them that have survived and that make it to New York. Yeah, Jason and Jason, he doesn't cause enough terror in New York. I mean, he does follow like our two of our protagonists around as well towards the end, through the subway system, and then in the sewers where Jason gets caught up in the sewers and has hallucinations of his young self. I'm thinking, what the hell happened to his face in this? He looked like his face was melting from the creepy skull zombie-like look we got in part 7 to that. Yeah, this is just, like I say, the marketing of this film was falsely advertised. The trailer made out as if he was going to be in, and the posters as well, were making out as if he was in New York. Even the tagline for this is, New York has a new problem. I don't think New York does have a new problem, because Jason didn't spread terror around Manhattan. He didn't actually take Manhattan. And that's what annoys me about this film. That it made out as if the film's going to be set in New York, and only the last act, the final act of this film was set in New York, and then that was it. You know, so I don't like that. You know, that's just piss. You know, mismarketing, definitely. So yeah. Other dislikes. Yeah, I guess I didn't like how incompetent some of the characters were in this when Jason killed them. But yeah, again, creative kills, but yeah, this film just misleading on its title. Anyway, I've rambled on enough about that, so let's get on to my final thoughts and ratings. So, Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Is it a good one? Yeah, I'd say it's a good one. Is it the best one? No, I don't think it is the best one. Like I say, the franchise started to lower in quality from Part 7. But Kane Hodder made this film watchable, so I liked him in it. But the story was misleading, and it wasted a good portion of the film on the boat and not in Manhattan, where what the title of the film says. Anyway, yeah, this was actually the last film Paramount produced of Jason. Pretty much after that, they were a bit ashamed of Jason. I'm thinking, why are they ashamed of Jason? He made them bloody millions in the box office. Why? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this was a critical hit or not, but it must have been a box office success or probably a box office flop. I don't know. I haven't really looked at all that for this review, but I know that after this one, Paramount sold the rights of Jason to New Line, and did New Line help? Not so much. I mean, it did improve a little with Freddy vs. Jason, like I said, we'll get to that eventually, but yeah, this one just felt a bit lazy, and, cinematography was good. Okay, so my ratings, even though Jason didn't use a machete in this, I'm still going to rate it by machetes. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. You know what, I'm a bit split between this. I'll give it 2.5. 2.5 machetes out of 5 for this one. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So, there we go. That's it for this, review. And day 16, the halfway point. So that has been my review on Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Have you seen this one? I bet you have if you're a Friday fan like myself. Let me know all that down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit the notification bell. You can watch all of 31 so far, the first half of this series, on my channel. All my social media links are down below. So, until tomorrow, which will be day 17, and I will be reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. So, until tomorrow, don't have nightmares.